Okay, we're going to look at lesson 1.05, pronombres or pronouns, and these are called subject pronouns. Instead of us saying somebody's name over and over again, like Mary is my friend, Mary is smart, Mary is intelligent, she's beautiful, she's blonde, etc., we would change it from saying the pronoun to the subject pronoun. We would say she. And we do that in English, and you would also do that in Spanish. So that's what a subject pronoun is. It's when the subject of the sentence. So in this lesson, we're talking about people, ourselves and others, and we need to be able to say he, she, I, you, they, etc. So when we refer to ourselves in Spanish, or in English, we'd say I, but in Spanish, we would say yo. When you're talking to a friend, and sometimes in the lesson they might say if you are addressing somebody. So if you're addressing somebody, that means you are talking to them. You can use either, so you're going to use tú if it's somebody your age, okay, or if talking to a friend. And you're going to use usted if it's somebody that's formal or somebody that's older than you, your teacher or something like that. If you're going to say he, it's going to be él, she is ella, and then you've got plural ones also. So we're going to look down here, and here is the actual chart, and this is how you say them. Notice a few in particular. This is not ella, it's ella, so make sure you're listening to all of these sound files. And again, you always have a text version that you should print this out, I would say, as a very good reference sheet, because this is extremely important for what you're going to use, what you're going to do later. If you're a musical person, there's a little rap here you can listen to help you learn these pronouns. You need to know these inside and out, meaning you need to know them very, very well, not by looking at your nose, by just understanding them. So it's really important that you continue to practice these pages, that you know how to say these, and you know what each of these are. So once you've done your practice, you're going to move on to the practice tab, and there is a work file, a worksheet that you're going to do, and then you're going to check your answers, okay? When you have done that, have done practicing and studying, you're going to move on to the assessment. There are a couple things in this assessment. One of them is that there's going to be a practica activity where you're going to access through that through your assessments. And there is also a voice activity. And again, we went over the voice activities of how to do that in 1.00, but you can also look under course information if you forget how. So for this one, it says, go to the course information again to make sure you know how to do it. You're going to look at the names below and listen to the example provided. You're going to record your voice just like they did in the model. You're going to pay attention to who they're talking about. You need to replace the subject pronouns, and you're going to match the subject pronoun with the person. It is important that as you do this, you do not just say the subject pronoun. We also need you to say the person's name. So for example, let's look at the examples. It says, Victoria y Mateo, or you've got Vanessa, or you've got Alyssa, Rosa, y tú. If we were going to replace Victoria y Mateo with a subject pronoun, it would be the same as saying they. So we would use ellos. So what you would record would be Victoria y Mateo, ellos. Number 2 would be Vanessa. If you were going to place that with a subject pronoun, it would be Vanessa, ella. And the last one, Alyssa, Rosa, y tú, it's the same as saying you plural. So it's saying you guys, okay? So we would say Alyssa, Rosa, y tú, and you would say a ustedes. So you're going to do all 10 of those and pay particular attention down to the bottom here. Remember what I said about what it means if you address someone, that means you're talking to them. So if you're going to address Senora Colon, you're saying you to her, but remember there's 3 different kinds of yous, and if you don't remember what they are, you click back to the lesson tab so you can see those. Thank you very much. Make sure you submit your practica and your voice activity for 1.05.